If you have the tendency to want to do a lot of things, then you're like me. We're twins. Personally, I have a 9 to 5. I am currently taking a professional course. I bake from time to time. There's YouTube I have to create content for. I have to practice Chinese intentionally so I don't forget, because learning was a lot of hard work, And then a couple of other side gigs because renewed hope era. Trying to balance all of these things can just make you look like a clown, because it just looks like doing a lot of things at the same time. If you're new here, my name is Angel and you're welcome to my channel. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be sharing how I keep my varied interests in check without losing my mind. And I'm going to be sharing practical examples that you can apply to your lives, okay? And spoiler alert, it does not have to do with cutting out sleep. So the first thing you want to do is use the mini milestone approach, okay? So we've witnessed the era of Kenkatas, the aspire to perspire speeches. They've told us that if our dreams are not big enough, then they don't scare us. So we've gone ahead to have like big dreams. Big dreams can be daunting, especially when you are working on a couple of things, but breaking them down into mini milestones can make them more achievable, and it can help you stay motivated and also track your progress, right? So there's something I'd like to call the Playbook Strategy, right? For that, I'm going to recommend this journal. It's called the Build Planner, literally a build planner, right? So if you're building stuff, then I would recommend this book. It's from With Love Abba. I'm going to leave a link in the description. It's a quarterly planner. In this journal, you have a schedule planner, you have a weekly dump, you have notes, you have to-do lists, you have monthly goals that you have to achieve, you have weekly reminders, weekly overviews, daily planner. So it even has like this piece where it says today's priority. Really, it has like everything you need, and I would definitely recommend. I'll probably leave a link to their Instagram page in the description box. But what I do that I would like to share with you is I write down everything I want to do. For instance, if you want to relocate, it could be one of your goals for the year. And then say you're starting a business as well this year, maybe an online business. So what you can do is go to the notes and write down relocation, and then you can also write down starting a business, right? So under relocation, what you're going to do is write down every single thing that you need to do to achieve the goal of relocation, basically. So it could be getting your passport, it could be applying to schools, it could be booking your flights, applying for visas. So down to the tiniest detail, the tiniest things rather, that you need to do, you have to put them down. And then you put them down in order of priority. What comes first? So whatever you have to do basically for this particular goal, you put them down in order of priority, right? And then depending on what your schedule is like, you pick out things that you have to do, say monthly. So for me, I do monthly. So for everything I want to do every month, I'm like, okay, to address this goal, I'm going to do this month, right? And so you don't have to do everything at once. And that way, when you see that you've done one thing out of 10 things, you're sure that, okay, you feel motivated enough to continue. This really helps a lot. It helps a whole lot. Putting down the things you want to do and then following them in order of priority. And I'm going to recommend this book because it has literally all you need. But if you're not a paper and biro person, then you can stick to applications and softwares that could help you schedule and plan yourself. Which brings me to my next point. Leverage technology for efficiency. You guys, technology has taken over. And with the advent of AI, like you have a lot of free tools that could automate some tasks for you, that could schedule your tasks, like your personal assistant, right? But not paid. So some of the tools I would recommend, first off, is the Microsoft To-Do List app. With that app, you can collaborate. Say you have like an accountability partner. You can share your to-do list with your accountability partner and they see when you've ticked off certain things, right? So that way they can check you. Also, there's Notion. You guys, don't sleep on Notion. It's like one of the best scheduling and planning softwares, and they have a ton of free templates that you can use. So on Notion, you have templates to track your finances, your projects, your lessons, say you're taking courses, you have templates that you can use to track them. You can also track your fitness goals on Notion. Like, bruh, it's a lot. There are a couple of other apps. For instance, for my baking, I use Big Diary, and there's also Honeybook. You can use to track your orders. You can use to track your inventory, your sales. Look, there are a lot of softwares out there, and if there's a particular thing that you want to do and you do not know the software to use, you can probably just ask in the comments, and I'll be willing to share if I know any, and I'm sure that there are other people that will be willing to share as well. Okay, so leverage technology. Like, there's a lot you can do with technology. It can reduce your work time by a landslide. Don't sleep on it, okay? Don't sleep on it. When I was in school, I was learning to speak Chinese and I was learning to bake at the same time. So I was taking regular uni classes, I was taking Chinese classes, and I was taking baking classes. Now, during my final year project, final year exams, and Chinese exams were going to clash. Now, they were not like on the same date, obviously, but they were like around the same period. And if I had taken up all these three things, they would have somehow drained me, right? So I had to step down a class in Chinese class. Obviously, uni is priority, was priority. So I had to step down a class and I had to focus on my project, focused on my exams for my final year. And I finished that. Then I went back to Chinese school, joined the class that was below my class, and I took my exams, right? So I said all of that to say this. Don't let the fear of missing out try to make you do everything at the same time. Know when to stop, know when to pause, know when to prioritize, know when to rest. See, if you want to take on everything at once, you're just going to be looking like a stress ball. You're not Superman, okay? So prioritize, do the things that needs to be done at the time, and save others for later, right? We have time. I know that we keep saying, oh, there's no time. I promise you, there's time, okay? So personally, I would say one of the best ways to do multiple things at the same time and not lose yourself in the process is by incorporating your activities, like incorporating your interests into your daily activities, basically. For instance, you want to read a book, you can opt for an audiobook, play the audiobook while commuting to work. So I try to practice Chinese intentionally every day, So what I do is while I work, or while I clean, whatever I'm doing, I try to play Peppa Pig in Chinese. I try to just play it in the background so that I keep practicing my listening while I do other things, right? So I don't necessarily have to carry a book to sit down and read Chinese, or I don't necessarily have to wait for a particular time or add a particular time in my schedule to say, oh, this time is for practicing Chinese, right? So yeah, it helps a lot because I do not count it as an activity I have to do, right? I could be cleaning and watching Peppa Pig on YouTube. I'm baking right now and watching Peppa Pig. I could just trace Chinese characters while I'm relaxing or anything, right? So whatever it is that you're trying to do, find a way to incorporate them into your daily activities. That way, it's just easier to get things around and you're good. Finally, you want to surround yourself with people that understand your goals and can offer help and advice when needed. Okay, be very mindful of people that you share your ideas with, because sometimes there are people that you share your ideas with and it's just dead on arrival, because they will give you 1,001 reasons why it's not possible, or why you cannot be that person, or why you cannot do that thing, right? For instance, they'll tell you, you are too shy. Why do you want to do it? You or you cannot do it. What? I'm sorry. See, you have to be very mindful, very demure about the people that you share your ideas with, okay? Some people are very pessimistic and they will just rub off on you. I'm like very lucky to have supportive friends and family. They're like my biggest cheerleaders. See, I'm going to tell you, when I started my YouTube, for the first 2-3 weeks after publishing my video on YouTube, I would not share the link. I would not post about it. I won't share on my socials, because I was like, so, oh my god, what will people say? Oh my god, it's so cringe. Oh my god, why would I do such a thing? But I had my friends sharing my videos. Like, I did not even have to ask. All I had to do was, look, I finally posted my first video, and that was all they needed. They started sharing the link to my video, and by the next morning, so for context, I posted my first video on a Sunday evening, or like 6 p.m. that evening, and immediately I just I closed my laptop and I just went to sleep, because I was like afraid. I'm not going to try to mince words. I was scared because what if it doesn't do well? What if I flop on my first try? But before then, I had already told my friends, oh look, my first video is up, and by the next morning my video had over 100 views already, and I got to realize that they had shared on their socials, they had shared these links, and even me that had the channel, that has the channel, I didn't even have to share the link, right? I did not share. Even after posting the second video, I did not share. After publishing the third video, I did not share. I think it was by the fourth video that they were like, look, you have to start sharing your videos. You're doing something amazing and more people should see it, right? And then I finally got the courage to share. So yeah, have good friends, okay? Reasonable people. Jokes apart, be very, 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 very mindful of people that you keep in your corner. And whilst some people might not mean bad for you, they are just pessimistic people. Don't get me wrong, it's important that your friends should be able to tell you the truth when you are overreaching or you're doing certain things that you're not supposed to do, right? But they are just, you would be able to tell when some people just, when they just look at you like, who be this one? You get? And you'll be able to tell when people have done like a very logical analysis and their feedback is genuine, right? And it's constructive. They're not just telling you you cannot do it. They're telling you, oh, I think you should finish this before you start this, or I think you should do it this way for you to have more time. So yeah, it's very important. Friends, the people around you generally, it's very important that you're mindful of who they are, how they think, and make sure that they don't rub off negative energy on you, okay? So yeah, if you are a multi-passionate person like me, I hope that the tips I've shared in this video would help you make the most out of them without feeling overwhelmed, okay? It's all about balance and setting your priorities right. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Share this video so that other people that need it can see it, and yeah, like it so that the algorithm can push the video, okay? On that note, I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.